Welcome back everyone to the Fire Extinguisher Enthusiast. Today I'll be showing all of you how to recharge a 2.5 gallon water fire extinguisher, but as you can see my AIMREX 240 is still full, so let's go ahead and discharge it on a Class A fire. Whenever using a water fire extinguisher, remember pass. Pull out the safety pin, aim the nozzle at the base of the fire, squeeze the levers and sweep from side to side. As you can see, the extinguisher did a great job of putting out the fire, and now let's go recharge it. Alright, so first thing you want to do when recharging a water fire extinguisher is to make sure that it is empty. Make sure that there's no pressure left inside of the cylinder. If you open up a pressurized extinguisher, that could be dangerous. So as you can see, this one is completely empty. I'm depressing the valve and nothing is coming out. Next, you want to take off the valve. So what you do is just you unscrew it right here. It should be pretty easy since these are only supposed to be tightened hand tight. So now I have the valve taken off. So basically what I'm going to do next is just disassemble the valve assembly, make sure that the valve stem O-rings and spring are still good, and I'm also going to lubricate the O-rings. Alright, so here's the valve assembly. This is the siphon tube right here. This is the valve stem, spring, and then the head of the extinguisher, so the actual valve itself. Then you have the bigger O-ring right here that actually seals off the extinguisher. So what I will do is I will lubricate this O-ring in here. I'll lubricate the O-rings on this with some Parker O-Lube. Another thing you want to do is make sure that the spring is still strong, and also always put the spring in like this, where the smaller part goes in first. Never put it in like this. This will not hold up the valve stem. You always put the smaller part into the valve first. Alright, so I just lubricated both the O-rings, and now we're going to put the valve assembly back together. So how you do that is you basically put the valve stem in first, like so. Then you put the spring in, remember, smaller side first, and then you put on the siphon tube. When you put the whole valve assembly back together, just make sure to depress the levers and make sure that the valve stem comes back up all the way and holds itself up. That way you know you put everything back correctly. Now that we are finished with the valve assembly, now let's move on to the cylinder. Next thing you want to do is take out this plastic sleeve from the cylinder, take a flashlight, and just shine it in there to make sure there's no rust, dents, corrosion, anything like that. And if that's all good, then you can put the sleeve back into the extinguisher. And now we are ready to start filling the extinguisher with 2.5 gallons of clean water. So how you know that you have exactly 2.5 gallons of water inside your extinguisher is this overfill tube right here. It'll be a big help. So you can just keep filling the extinguisher until water travels all the way up, and then you just lift up this little tube. It lets out all the excess water, or in some cases the tube will actually bop up, and that's when you know to stop filling and you have exactly 2.5 gallons of water inside your extinguisher. Alright, so when you're ready, you can put the valve assembly back into the extinguisher. Make sure the gauge lines up with the center of the label, and just hand tighten the bolt down. Do not use a wrench. It can damage the extinguisher if you do wrench tighten this. So just make sure it's hand tight, and that should be good. Alright, there you go. Now we are ready to repressurize the extinguisher with just compressed air. Since some water fire extinguishers do not have a Schrader valve, I will first show all of you guys how to repressurize an extinguisher using a recharge adapter like this one right here, and then I will discharge the extinguisher again, repeat all the steps, and then show you guys how to repressurize a water extinguisher that does have a Schrader valve with one of these smaller air compressors right here. So when repressurizing a water fire extinguisher with a recharge adapter, what you want to do is connect a quick connect to this to an air compressor, and then turn it on. While you're filling, depress the lever, and when it gets to 100 psi, let go, and then detach your quick connect, and you're going to be all good. You want to set your regulator to 100 psi since that's how much pressure goes into this extinguisher. Connect your quick connect, and then turn on the air compressor, and like I said, depress the valve until it's 100 psi, let go, and then detach your quick connect and turn off your air compressor. There you have it. That's how you repressurize an extinguisher using a recharge adapter. Never forget to put the pin in since the extinguisher is now pressurized. And now I will show you guys how to repressurize it using a normal air compressor with the Schrader valve. When repressurizing your water fire extinguisher with a Schrader valve, all you need to do is set your target PSI to 100 on your air compressor, then hook it up to the Schrader valve, turn it on, and make sure to watch this pressure right here that it shows on the air compressor, and also the gauge to make sure you have the exact right pressure where you want to be, which is 100 PSI. So yeah, let's get started. All right, there you have it. After it's done, just disconnect the bit from the Schrader valve and your water can is fully pressurized again. Make sure to put the pin in and also put a tamper seal on, and it's good to go. Another thing you can do after repressurizing the cylinder is to invert it and shake the extinguisher a bit to equalize the amount of air and water inside the cylinder to give you that perfect gauge reading. Just a little tip I learned from Ampro Fire Extinguisher Service. And that is how you recharge a 2.5 gallon water fire extinguisher. Thank you everybody so much for watching today's fire extinguisher enthusiast video, and have a great and safe rest of your day.